Township Board of Trustees regular meeting for May 13th to order. It's 7 p.m. Please stand for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mr. Lohman.
Here.
Mr. Hyab. Here. Mr. Heiss.
Here.
Approval of the minutes for the regular meeting held April 8th, 2024.
I make that motion.
Roll call.
Lohman.
Yes.
Hyab. Yes. Heiss.
Yes.
I have a, just in case there was nothing needed corrected, I have a final here for you guys to sign, so.
Approval to pay the bills as have been presented over the past month.
Make that motion.
I second it.
Roll call.
Lohman.
Yes.
Hyab.
Yes.
Heiss.
Yes.
Correspondence, me. Okay, there's a few things going on. They're still doing that water quality monitoring for Great Miami Watershed. They need volunteers. They do it monthly. The next one is June 8th. They need people to sample water from local streams, and then you take them to that UC Field Studies at 11053 Oxford Road, which is by the Shaker Village. Edgewood Road they're scheduling to close it, I guess, going north of Boffman on June 3rd. So there'll be changes on the detours there where they're putting the sewer line down the middle of the road. Hamilton County Solid Waste Meeting is May 15th at 3 p.m. at 1714 Cleany Avenue in Cincinnati. You can also do it on Zoom.
When is that again?
May 15th. So that'd be Wednesday, sorry. The Hamilton County Board of Health monthly meetings today at 4. I'd ask them how long they usually are, and they're usually at least an hour and a half, so it'd make it kind of tough to, if there was any traffic coming back here, it might be a little tough to make it to this meeting, but. Fernald Preserve has weekly events. Hamilton County Township Association has a meeting Thursday, May 30th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. I might try to go to that.
OTA has a meeting when? What was that?
Hamilton County Township Association.
Oh, Hamilton County, sorry.
Yeah, May 30th. And we also got a member, do we pay so much as a membership renewal, like $120 per year per person?
I believe so, yeah.
All right, I have the form for that. I'll get that out later.
Thank you.
I did get a call from someone on Long Street, which is in New Baltimore, just about speeding and non-licensed motorized vehicles. I guess he says it's pretty bad. And he said the speed limit sign has got weeds around it, so maybe you could check that.
Okay.
He suggested a speed bump or just more patrols maybe I was on the phone quite a while with him. He was kind of concerned, but that's the first I've heard on that street of having an issue. I think that's all I got for correspondence. Dennis?
I received an email, and it was a copy of the 2024 Ohio Municipal Guide. Basically, it has all the townships and governments in the state of Ohio by county. And so if you guys didn't get that? Evidently not. You're looking at me.
I think so.
There was an error on that.
Huh?
There was an error in that publication. Yeah, they have Sheriff Jim Neal is the sheriff. Please? Old information, but it's 2024, so it shouldn't be Jim Neal. But not my problem, but I'm just saying that they had him as the sheriff.
So I have it as an email to anybody wants it, I can take it, and I'm not gonna copy it off, I can forward the email to you if you want it, but. And then I got, Duke Energy had a survey they wanted to fill out, and it was, had to be done by this morning, so I filled it out last night.
What was that for?
Just if we were happy
Your-
with,
Microphone.
oh,
Sorry.
it had to do with, we were happy with the electric service, we were happy
Oh,
with
that
the
Duke
gas
survey.
service and all that. Then once when you got into it, it went on and on and on, and you couldn't get out of it, and so I stuck it out. So you guys owe me one on that one.
I almost clicked on it. I'm glad I didn't.
And that's pretty much all I have, everything what you said.
Thanks, Dennis. Chuck?
Yeah, I also got another road closed at Edward between New Haven Road and Bosman Road. They're sending that to June the 15th now.
Oh,
I've been
that's
closed
what's
for-
That
been
was an
closed.
extension.
Yeah, I've been closed for a while now. It's June 15th.
Oh, so maybe it probably won't. It'll be probably later than that they cross Bosman. then,
Yeah,
so-
depend on the weather, I guess. And then another thing I have is the President Reed from the Hamilton County Commissioner. I guess they had a meeting this morning at 8:30 on the 513 relief bus. So I don't know if you want to talk about that when you get up. Or, so I guess that basically a health bus that health tests, vaccine, whatever. So that was this morning.
Did you say that was an email you received, Chuck, or a letter?
Yes,
An
it's
email?
an email.
About the 513 bus?
Yeah, they call it 513 relief bus. I thought it standing for business, but it isn't a bus.
Mhm.
That program, I guess, started in May of 2021. So,
Yeah, right after COVID, they started it.
and all I have because Doug did a real good job of.
I have one more thing. It's we got a request for because they requested a liquor license at that new gas station at 128 New Haven. I don't know if we have to vote on that. Just if we have no issue against it, basically saying we have no objection to it. I don't know if we would.
Have they requested? Has anyone requested that you act on it?
This is what I got.
Formal,
Yeah, they want to. Anytime there's something with a liquor license, we have to if there's no issue that we basically are just signing off and saying they can do it.
yeah, I would make a motion and, before you sign it, to approve it.
Well, I'll make a motion then to approve the liquor
Why don't you let
license.
somebody else make a motion?
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't, since it was to me, okay.
You're gonna be the one signing.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
I make the motion then. You signed it. They have no objection to the
I'll second it.
liquor license.
Roll call.
I mean, it's, so, just so I'm clear for the minutes, the motion is essentially to not object to the issuing of a new liquor license for that
Yes.
location.
Right.
And to sign, they want you to sign
Yes.
this document.
Yes.
Okay.
They said they want it back certified, because they sent it to us certified, and it said certified mail return receipt requested. Roll call.
Lohman,
Yes.
Hyam,
Yes.
Heis.
Yes. I
Okay,
think
let
they
me
do-
catch up on
I
notes for a
think they
second.
do the same thing on renewal when the.
Yeah, they've done it for
renewal
renewals for
license.
Sam's. A few, I know we've voted
Yeah,
on
we-
those
yeah, we've had
before.
renewals for.
Or when that Danny B's, I think, opened up too, that bar there, we've had to do it for that.
We still get part of that, don't we? License fees. I got,
I mean, if we
one time
do,
we
it
did.
comes through like the state.
yeah.
I mean, we don't get like
A separate.
we don't get a direct deposit that says, here's your $5 share of the
Oh.
liquor license of,
Right.
this gas station.
So that's still happening. Okay.
You ready, Matt?
Yeah, yes.
Sheriff, Lieutenant Stuckey.
All right, so for the month of April, we had 99 calls for service. We had 6 criminal reports, 1 non-criminal report. Our detectives had 4 cases assigned to them, 2 were closed. We had 4 auto accidents and no OVI, DUI arrest. One thing I do want to add is, I'll make it short, is starting on May 1st, Crosby Township and Harrison Township started receiving more social service from Hamilton County through Women Helping Women. It's called DIVERT, and it actually stands for Domestic Violence Enhancement Response Team. There will be social workers now responding out with us to scenes where we have domestic violence or assaults and things like that pertaining to families and things like that. So I left, they're going to be available for us 365 days a year, 7 days a week, all that good stuff, 24 hours a day. So I did leave a couple of these pamphlets on the table out there, but if anybody needs to call, Women Helping Women doesn't just only help women, they help men, children, everyone. And if they can't help you directly, they will provide or direct you in the right direction to another social service that can help you. So I'm going to give you a 24-hour hotline number. If you need them, call. Obviously, call us too if you need anything. The hotline number is going to be 513-381-5610. And like I said, I left a whole bunch of these little pamphlets out on the table in the community center. If you have any questions.
Like, where would they be dispatched from?
I believe, well, for us at night, I believe they're either coming from the office or if they're home. So I'm not really sure. Yeah, so that's they're contacted through.
They would come with you, or they would arrive separately?
They would arrive separate.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't come with us. So we have to wait for them to arrive. But usually it's like a 15, 20 minutes. So most likely it's from their office. So.
Where's that at?
Downtown.
Oh.
So
they've expanded that?
Yes.
Basically.
So now they're responding to all over the county instead of, it was slowly progressing. They were just getting more staffing and things like that. So that's all I have. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Denise Treehouse, just go up, say who you are, and
Can you see me?
you can
This
zoom
is
that
a
camera
problem.
probably.
I'm only 5 foot, so it's just, nobody can see me over the podium. So thank you for allowing me to come and talk a little bit about partnership by way of Hamilton County and Crosby Township. I'm doing my 49 and 49, so I did this back in 2017 when I was first elected to the county commission. I visited all 49 jurisdictions. I tried to do it in 49 days. I did not. I did it in closer to 49 weeks because everybody meets on the same night, so it was really, really challenging. But anyways, I did get around, and the idea was just an introductory, you have a face with the name, and I will stay for the meeting and learn about what's going on in each of the jurisdictions that I visit. So I'm about 30 jurisdictions in, so I'm delighted to be out here in Crosby Township. I might visit my mom in Green Township after we're finished, depending on how long you go. But I'm delighted to be here. And so I've also passed out a menu of opportunity. This just gives you some ideas of things to think about by way of opportunity with the county. Each community is so different from the other. Some communities use a lot of these services, others don't need to, and so don't. But if you see anything that piques your interest, call. I've put contact information for department heads and the folks that run the programs on the menu. And then my information, along with my colleagues' information, is on the back, as well as the county administrator. So if you think of anything that comes to mind, DIVERT is a good example of a partnership with Hamilton County. The county pays for that program. It was an initiative of the Commission on Women and Girls, and so that idea came forward. It was a recommendation a couple of years ago. The city of Cincinnati's had DIVERT for many years, and so we were trying to expand it out into the county. Again, it's for victims of domestic violence. It's also to help law enforcement deal with a situation that could be dangerous to them and to the woman and the children that are involved in the situation. And so Women Helping Women come out upon upon the request of law enforcement. They don't come out otherwise. I mean, they're dispatched by law enforcement. And so they will go anywhere in the county now. We're paying for that service through the Children's Services Levy because so many kids are impacted by domestic violence. And so it's a service that we're offering to Crosby Township and all the other 48 jurisdictions just to try to keep the community safe and respond to some of the needs of the victims of domestic violence. And it's a growing issue, as you may know, throughout the county, and we're simply trying to address it in kind of a smart, strategic way, in keeping folks safe and trying to help law enforcement at the same time. So I'm glad you brought that up. The other one you mentioned was the 513 relief bus. Did you say it was here today? Or it's coming?
No, I think he was just talking about, with that 5-1, that relief.
bus?
513.
I think she's having something about it, like downtown.
It was
or
a news press
Yeah,
release.
just a press release
Oh,
about
okay,
it.
so we did have
Wasn't just
a,
us.
That was this morning meeting.
yeah, there was an event this morning to thank the partners that are part of the 513 relief bus effort. Has the bus been out here?
Not that I know of.
So
It may have been like back in 21 or during COVID, I think it was
Yeah.
once. I remember it came to Harrison, but that's the only time.
so it's, yes,
I don't know
it's.
if it came to Crosby, but it came to Harrison.
Yeah, it started back then because we were trying to get information out about COVID and vaccines and testing and all that kind of stuff. It has morphed into all things Hamilton County. So Jobs and Family Services comes out, Talbot House comes out, depends on the community. We've got one tomorrow I'm trying to remember where it is. It's at the CAA, so it's in Bond Hill. The Commission on Women and Girls is going to that one. So it just, each community is, as I said, so different from one another, that whatever services you would like to see provided on the bus the day it comes to your community are the services we try to provide. And so it could be anything. It could be free store food bank. It really does vary. So we had a lot of those entities at this event today to recognize the work that they do because they do it for free. I mean, we're not paying them to come in. We have the bus. We have an opportunity for them to engage in all the communities, and they seize on that, and they come out and they join us. So if you are at all interested in having the bus come out here, Trevina Williams is the woman that runs it. She runs the program, and she will talk to you or people in your administration to identify the most appropriate partners to have on that bus. It is a lot of health screenings. They do blood pressure. They do all kinds of stuff, and so it really is a nice thing to have. And so I don't think it's been out to Crosby Township. So if you all would like to have it out, call my office, and I'll put you in touch with Trevina, and we'll get it out here. Especially if you were to have an event where you would like it to come, and it would be available for all your citizens that come to an event. A lot of people do that, like a 4th of July event or something like that. I was talking to.
Grove.
What's that?
Strickers Grove event.
Yeah, Stricker. Yeah,
A
yes.
little late to do it now, but
Yeah.
in the future, we could possibly
Yeah.
link it in.
Yeah. She is busy. I mean, she's booked out, but we're always looking for new locations for the bus. And so one other thing by way of partnership, so we were talking earlier, you all have taken advantage of the residential recycling incentive program in years 21 and 22, total being a couple $1,000s for that program. I think it's no longer happening. But it was a good example of how, we have something to offer, and you all took advantage of it and got some money to do that program. If that didn't work, though, by way of that approach to recycling, we have other options, right? The drop-off sites and the educational programming and all kinds of different things related to recycling and waste. I'm in charge of the solid waste policy committee that you just referred to. You just talked about the meeting that's coming up. Well, I'm the chair of that group, and so we talk a lot about waste, and we're trying to divert waste from the landfill, and so a lot of it's related to recycling and composting and that kind of thing. So again, if you have any questions or want to reach out related to that, and get a better understanding of maybe that wasn't the best option, but maybe we've got other things that you all could do, let me know. And Michelle Balls is the director over there, and she's very good. She's been doing this for a long time. So I guess the idea here is that we're here to partner. I'm here to represent the county. Partnership only works when you all engage with us, and then we in turn engage with you. And so we stand at the ready to be helpful. And as you look through the menu, anything that, again, piques your interest, reach out, let me know. And I'm happy to answer any questions if you have them, but call anytime.
I think one thing when we were recycling, we were getting people putting in too much garbage.
Yeah, trash, yeah.
And so they couldn't couldn't handle it anymore, and.
We were
so-
getting fined for it.
Right,
That's no good. Yep.
so, yeah, people just weren't cleaning up, they were giving us everything.
That was because Harrison Township was doing, like everybody was doing it out here. Now nobody. It's just because of that.
Yeah.
I think Delhi still have one.
Yeah, I see this, I'm, as I said, I'm going to all 49 jurisdictions. This grant pops up almost every place I go. So everybody has tried it, and a lot of them are still doing it. I wonder if, I don't know, but I wonder if education programming might be useful, if, for the constituents.
I think people are just lazy and they want to get rid of the garbage they got, and that's where they do it.
And the bin's sitting right there.
Yep.
Yep.
Like
So-
tires and stuff that Rumpke won't take.
Yeah, right. Well, we do have a tire guy. Again, it's through solid waste. We've got a tire deputy. We call him Deputy Dump, affectionately. But he is an employee of the county, and he goes around throughout the entire county and picks up tires primarily, a lot of it in the city of Cincinnati, but he's also out here in the townships. So if you have any issues with tires or dumping, he's your guy. And again, reach out, and I'm happy to connect you with him.
Okay. Well,
They're doing
we-
some surveillance
Charge
too.
for that or not?
No, it's free. And the other thing is that he'll come out and, you know, remove the trash, but sometimes if it's happening over and over and over again, they'll put up some kind of surveillance and try to get the folks that are doing the dumping. Because you know where they're always in the same spots, right? They're here and they're here, you know, and they're down the ravine or whatever. And so he will try to catch them if he has enough information.
You know, years ago, we used to have more trouble with illegal dumping of tires. But since we've been doing our tire collection on Crosby cleanup days, which we filled 2 dumpsters with tires,
Wow.
and
They're still sitting over there. You can see them on your way out.
Yeah, okay, that's great.
but since we've been doing that, and you know Harrison does the same thing, I don't see as many tires being dumped. I mean, before I was down there in my fields and we had to haul 50 tires away.
Oh.
They dumped the whole pickup load down there, and then there was another spot where they dumped truck tires on me, and there was about 15, 20 truck tires. So, but on the magnitude of that, I haven't seen anything. You might see a couple here and there, but I don't think we had to.
Yeah, I've been here for a year, and I think we got 10 tires the whole year.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's great.
so-
Yeah,
Having the cleanup days and with the tires out there in the dumpsters, that takes the heat off of
yeah.
it.
Well, if you find a place where people are dumping, doesn't have to be just tires, it could be anything.
Right.
Let us know, and
Okay.
he'll come out and take a look.
Definitely.
Yeah, we had some issues a couple of years ago, but I don't think we've had any
Yeah.
Yeah.
of dumping, just dumping.
I would just share, I spoke with Denise just a minute ago, and we were talking about the new program that Gage Bradford has related to, well, he's Hamilton County Resource was his title, but it's the one that we've engaged and began, which is to have that $5,000 grant, and you basically get it up front, but then you determine with him, which I did, like at least 3 goals and strategies in there. I wanted to make mention, Denise, because it matches what you just said. Our first one was to do the Crosby Cleanup Day, and he said, all we need to do is to designate 3 dumpsters with signage, tires, metal, and electronics, and that counts as one. Then those, would be taken off, or you could be reducing your 5,000. Another one that you just mentioned was Crosby Township newsletter for all residents, which we're about to do as soon as things calm down around here. With an article about upcoming events and recycling tips. So there's, a little bit more with the education part of it. And then I just talked with him a little bit about something different, meaning a composting seminar. He said that everybody at the county is pretty busy through the spring with that already scheduled, but he would work with us on that if that was something we ended up deciding to do. All of these could fluctuate. We could, trade something out if we came up with something we wanted to do differently. But I thought that might be an interesting way to bring people in, and teach them a little more about composting from the professionals that you have at the
Yeah.
county level.
Well, and I don't know if you're aware, but there is talk about a composting facility going in Harrison. Do you know this? It's private. It's a private enterprise. We at the Solid Waste District have been kicking around organic disposal for a while. And so we've got a study out right now through our solid waste plan that you all agreed to. All 49 jurisdictions agreed to it. And there is a piece in there about a study about the feasibility of collecting organics, whether it's, curbside or whether it's, drop-off sites or whatever. Well, a private company has now come in and said they are going to try to set up shop in Harrison, and I think it's happening because I was called about a press conference that's coming up related to that. So I feel like we're on the cusp of doing something, and so organics is, obviously food waste, but it's also yard waste. And, I don't know what, you guys have tons of yard waste out here. So, and you probably dispose of it in different ways because you've got so much land, but others who are landlocked really are challenged to get rid of some of this waste, and so they just throw it in the trash, and it goes in the landfill, and that's a complete waste of space. And so that's coming up, so I just want to put that on your radar. I think I reached out to Cindy Abrams, the state representative, to make sure the community was on board and supportive, and she said they were. So something that's coming down the pike and might be an opportunity related to organics and disposal of that.
That sounds like good news. I'll check with Cindy and see how we can connect or see what it's all about, because I haven't heard of it. So
Okay.
I'm glad you shared that. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, I just talked to her about it was last week sometime.
All right, I will.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thanks again for giving me the opportunity to speak. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Denise. Any other questions for her? Okay, Todd, go up, tell us who you are and why you're here, and where you live, or your address of your store, probably.
Hi, I'm with Tri-State Computer Wizards. My shop is at 1160 Stone Drive in Harrison. We've been there just about 22 years. It'll be 22 years April 22nd. I've got 6 employees total, both full-time, part-time. And Brenda and Brian asked me to come in and talk to you guys about potentially taking over your IT services. My background before I started the company, I did database consulting. I've done work with Intel, Boeing Aerospace, William Wrigley and Company, U.S. Tobacco, most of the Fortune 50 at one point or another. I got a little tired of that, a little tired of traveling, and I'm here now. I don't think we should have any issues taking care of what you guys' needs are. They seem pretty modest. I've talked to the fire chief and Brenda and Brian. I don't see anything too onerous to try to do. Any questions?
The proposal, had you come up with a proposal yet?
Well, there's one I saw was up there. It's just more of a basic proposal. A couple things that we offer are managed services, where we manage your systems remotely, including your servers. And we can do a lot of the work without having to dispatch somebody to come out. And the nice thing with that is we can take care of things a lot quicker. We can tailor the services really to any way that you guys might want to go.
You received the proposal last month, that's why you wanted to come back.
Anybody have any questions, or?
Well, I guess we probably ought to,
Chuck,
they can get his services.
Services that you offer.
Yeah, I mean, what I've got on here is the managed services, basically where we manage your networking, your servers, PCs, workstations. We can do that remotely. We also have on-site capabilities, to come out if you guys aren't able to get online, that sort of thing. We can come out and do repairs here. Hardware repairs are usually best handled at my shop. We can usually either pick them up or you guys drop them off, and then we can facilitate the repair if you have a hardware issue on some piece of equipment.
And you've helped local fire departments also in the past, correct?
Oh, yeah, we work with Whitewater Township, both the clerk's office and the fire department, both Hooven and Miami Town. I'm working on a proposal with Mike Sifke over at Little Miami Fire and Rescue, I believe it is. We do work for City of Harrison Police and most local businesses. We've got, I looked the other day, since we opened 22 years ago, we've done about 40,000 repairs now.
That would that would help my side tremendously.
What's that?
That would help the fire department tremendously.
Right.
Now, Doug, you've been using it for how many years?
No, I've just taken, they've just fixed things of
Ah,
mine.
good
I've just,
fix.
not for my business or anything.
Ah, okay.
They've just done personal.
Oh,
They've
okay,
always done-
personal stuff, not.
Yeah, I've had no problem.
I was sort of amazed when I sat down with Todd over at the fire department with Chief Jason here, how much language about fire departments they immediately could exchange because you knew what he needed, he knew what he used and what other people did, and it just started rolling with the new fire station they're working, or the remodeling and all that they're working on.
Yeah, we've worked with Whitewater Township almost 21 years. We just actually put the fourth server and fourth set of systems into Whitewater Township about 8 months ago. And it was our fourth complete refit, so.
So you guys are all the computer users over there, and I know you've had problems. Brian, would he assist you with the computer that you used for doing the payroll and stuff like that, or is that off limits and that's got to be a state?
Is that the UAN system? Or?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, the UAN system, I know from experience, they don't like me to touch, the UAN people. Usually it's locked down to the point I can't do much with it.
Right.
I know they were changing how that works. For the longest time, they were locked down. This is from Whitewater Township, and now they're starting to head towards, I think, having the townships purchase their own computers. I don't know 100% there.
The state, they provide the computer every so many years. And when I first started my first term, I thought it was every other year, but I've only done one computer changeover to date. And what they do is they give you new hardware in a box. It just comes in the mail, and new tower, new monitor, and then a very, very detailed set of instructions that you can do yourself, because I mean it is absolute step-by-step instructions. I think that process freaks out a lot of fiscal officers, and then they basically, where he would come in is they engage him, if he's their regular IT people, to basically follow the instructions. So yeah, I mean, he doesn't change software and things inside the computer. He can be used to implement new systems. Now here's the part that I think would be useful though, from the fiscal end, is the township is allowed to have multiple computers that can run the UAN systems, but they have to buy those systems, or they have to continue to use or upgrade older pieces of hardware that was given to them previously. And Brian and I we're gonna need that going forward. We get in times where, you know, if we're both here and we're both able, willing, ready to do things, we can't because we're two true grown men in one computer. So there is a way to tie those systems together. Having IT help with that to make sure it's done correctly, that would be helpful.
I think the current version of UAN that's rolling out is all cloud-based, so the setup is a lot easier on it. But I can be glad to help with that type of stuff. That's no problem.
So we'd be looking at a 1-year contract, is that, or?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, it depends on how you guys want to go. We can do what's called break fix, where you call us when there's a problem. We send somebody out. It's $125 an hour, and however long we have somebody here. Or we go to the managed services route, which is an annual contract we'd need it on each PC that we're going to work on. The fire department server also. We try to do the work remotely if we can. If not, then we come out and you get a number of hours free depending on how much you're spending if we have to come on site.
So what's the better deal?
Depends on how much you need help. Because I've got one business we work with, they never call. So in their case, you know, I get 1 or 2 phone calls a year. If you need a lot of help, then you're usually better off with the managed services.
Could we do managed service in whatever the other one where like I would assume the fire department might need more help than the rest of us.
Yeah, I mean, we could do a managed services setup for the fire department, so I manage the server. And the server's a little different than just the standard workstation, creating users, monitoring security flaws, patches, and that sort of thing. That's quite a lot more work than just an average workstation, but we could do a hybrid, that's fine.
So what are you suggesting over there that,
What's the annual
I
fee for the?
yeah, what's the annual fee?
The annual fee per PC is $29 per system per month, okay? If you pay it all up front, we do knock 10% off. The server is to manage the server, Windows Server, not just the PC acting as a server, is $14.99 per year. If it's paid, you can break that up per month or pay it annually also. That'd be for the fire department server. And I know with the fire department, you guys are moving forward on building a
Yeah,
new
that's the
fire
thing.
department.
We're gonna be redoing that
Right.
system over there.
And, maybe it works just for now to stay with break fix. If you guys have trouble, call me. And then once we get the new hardware in, then we can look at trying to manage it and make sure it's set up properly, make sure you don't have any data breaches and that sort of thing.
Do you think we just go on an as-needed basis for right now, or?
For right now. Yeah.
Okay,
That's fine.
that sounds like a plan.
Okay.
You know, make a
All right.
motion?
I was just going to add, you did a great job
Oh, thanks.
with my own computer. Anytime there's a glitch or an odd, alarm error, whatever, that you wonder what is going on, if I call them right then, they talk me right through whatever I need. And I know they probably don't charge me for everything but I have asked for different things. And when the computer came to you, it comes back ready to go. And so they're very good at what they do. That's my point. And they're quick. Those are
Well,
two
and
things
the
I
other thing, if
thought.
somebody calls and it's a 10 or 15-minute question, I'm not going to bill for that. We
Right.
never do.
Right.
If somebody's got just a minor issue.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bill for that. It's more
Okay.
when I have to spend a couple hours on the phone or have to dispatch
Sure.
somebody over.
All right, well, it sounds like that's what we'll do then. We'll just
Okay.
have you on an as-needed basis,
That's
and
fine.
then we'll see where the fire department takes us when we get that job redone, and thanks for coming.
Perfect, thanks.
We make is that something to vote on?
Do we need,
Is there anything the township has to sign?
No, on something like this, it's, if you want a formal agreement, we can, but it's normally I just submit an invoice when we're done.
Is there anything the township has already signed with somebody else that still applies?
I don't think so, no. I mean, Mike Noyes is the only one that's done anything.
Well, what Mike's
But
done
he's not-
mostly is
that's
the
not
way.
what he's doing.
Right, exactly. And he's like, and it's same as you're talking about right now on an as-need basis, so. And
we
he's,
don't have
the answer's no, basically. Mm-mm.
all right.
What's the name of your company again? Tri-State Computer.
Did you want to make a he said we should make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we do our computer business with Tri-State Computers, located in Harrison, Ohio.
Wizards. Mhm.
I second it.
Roll call.
Give me a second.
Dennis, Chuck.
All right, I wrote down the motion to engage with Tri-State Computer Wizards on an as-needed basis. Is that good enough, Dennis?
Yep.
All right, roll call, Loman.
Yes.
Hyam.
Yes.
Heis.
Yes.
Thank you. You can stay if you want, or you can leave if you want. You don't have to go fix something. Oh. Public at large, did you want to say something?
I should remember by now, but I don't, so if you could
That's okay.
Remind me your name,
Yep.
please.
My name is Kate Denier. I am the manager of the Harrison Branch Library, and I just wanted to give you a quarterly update on what's going on at our branch. Our summer reading program starts on June 1st this year, and it'll run through the end of July. We have countless activities going on for free for children and teens, and program-wise, we have things for adults going on all summer as well, including a composting program on June 17th at 7 p.m. All kids and teens that join the program will get a free book that they can take home with them, and also vouchers to a Reds game. The Harrison Library will also be hosting nutrition programs through the OSU Expanded Food and Nutrition Education Program. We have separate programs for adults, for kids, and for teens. Participants will learn how to prepare healthy meals and how to do so on a budget. Participants in our adult program will also receive some small kitchen tools that they'll be able to take home. And they'll get recipes to take home as well, and all of that is free. We have a program at the library, and this is through the whole county, called the Discovery Pass. And what it does is it gives free admission to certain attractions in Hamilton County. Some of those attractions include the American Sign Museum, the Art Museum, the Cincinnati Museum Center, and we also have work with Pyramid Hill Sculpture Park. All the details on how to utilize that Discovery Pass are on our website at chpl.org. And again, that is a free service that we provide. The last thing I wanted to mention is that we are doing a program on June 10th at 7 p.m. called Dementia Live. It's a dementia simulation experience that immerses participants into life with dementia and to gain a deeper understanding of what it's like to live like that. We are partnering with the Hospice of Southwest Ohio Foundation to do that program. And we're also in July starting a program for people experiencing mild dementia called Memory Cafe. We will have activities every month for caregivers and the person experiencing mild dementia every month at the library. This is something that the Harrison Library used to do before COVID, and we had to stop. And we just received a donation to start that back up again. Thank you.
Okay.
No questions?
Yeah, Harrison Library is a busy place.
Yeah, it's happening there. Thank you. Okay, reports legal, Alan?
Yes, we're working towards getting new plates for that Ford truck that we've had since 2012, and I've got a report tomorrow with the court, but I think they should be issuing an order here soon. That's all I got.
Anything else for Alan? Thank you. Maintenance, Mike?
Yeah, I got a whole list here. First off, Crosby cleanups was a success. I'd like to thank everybody that was involved. We took out 10 30-yard dumpsters of garbage, and 2 dumpsters of tires were filled. We recycled 1.2 tons of metal and 5 batteries. I have aerial pictures and videos thanks to John Lewis at Tri-State E-Scrap. He's interested in helping us next year with the recycling part of it. And he also mentioned about the grant that we've been talking about during this meeting, that he can help us, it can get paid with, you know, his services can get paid through that grant, which would be awesome. It's pretty chaotic over there when you're working to try to separate everything. See, he was talking about bringing in basically his own dumpsters, his own truck or whatever, and having his own crew helping us.
It's just recycling?
Yeah, just recycling. I've got a pamphlet over in my office. He does everything from the computers, electronic recycling, but he also does refrigerators, which we've never offered before. I've had a lot of phone calls asking if we'd recycle refrigerators. He said some of the things require a recycling fee, and I'm assuming that's one of them, because of the Freon, you know, the hazards.
I think Garden Street takes them now because they have a thing to collect the Freon out of them.
Do they? They probably charge a fee then.
No, I don't think so because they're
Really?
selling the
No.
Freon then because it's worth a lot of money.
And since they changed owners down there.
Yeah.
They changed that policy. They take deep freeze refrigerators.
Kidding.
You don't have to
Yeah, I
take,
didn't
you
know
don't have to
that.
do anything to them, and they
They
don't
give you
charge.
scrap value for it.
Yeah, and you get scrap value for
No
it, so.
kidding.
Yeah, they're probably
It's-
making good money.
It's a
off of it.
win-win.
Oh yeah, yeah, I can imagine. But
If
yeah,
they're disposing of it right.
yeah, he said he'd help us out with all that, and it'd be great because, you know, a lot of people, like I said, were asking about recycling refrigerators and, you know, and some of the other items too. There's a long list of things that he recycles. So yeah, he took video footage and pictures. I emailed you guys, you know, so you can see them. It's pretty cool that he'd do that. Next thing is tree and brush disposal has begun as of last month. I forgot to mention it. It's the last Saturday of every month, April to October, from 8 to 12. Nothing larger than 6-inch in diameter, and there's no exceptions. I've gotten a lot of phone calls about people wanting me to unlock the gate when the week before, the week after, on a Wednesday, and I just got to tell them there's no exceptions. So I just wanted to mention it, you know, because if I had to open the gate for everybody, that you guys would have to hire me full time. So, the senior center blacktop's finished. Like to thank Cincinnati Asphalt. They did a great job at it. And this month coming up, we'll rearrange all the parking blocks because there's a lot of spots that you guys have mentioned that don't have parking blocks, and we have a bunch of them down at the end. We can kind of space them out a little bit better, make it a little more efficient. We installed the new shelter lights. Mulching has begun. We've been using that new dump bed insert and the F350. It's working great. We've done 19 yards of mulch so far, spent $494, and we're about halfway finished. Let's see. And we still need mulch around some of the trees in the playground areas. We found a lesser expensive mulch to use for the playground areas because it's not dyed, so it's a little bit cheaper. We're going to use that. So the next mulch that we purchase should be less money. Let's see. The forklift is repaired, and once again, Cornerstone Equipment did a fantastic job at it. I'd recommend them for anybody that has anything that needs to be done. American flags are installed along the streets. I noticed a couple of them are already popping loose. So if you guys see anything or any of the public, feel free to call, text, or email me and let me know where they're at, because I can't be everywhere at once. Let's see. And my info is on the Crosby Township website, so anybody watching. Let's see. New fire lane signs have been ordered for the senior center. The old ones coming down the drive were extremely faded, so I'd like to go ahead and just replace them. I got them on order. And mowing has begun. And we have a dandelion problem. I'm sure you guys have noticed pulling in here. The field out here, and I was wanting to know if I can get permission to weed and feed and probably slit seed that if possible. I don't know how much it would be at this moment, but I would have to assume that I wouldn't hit that $1,000 mark that you guys put for me.
Do you have a sprayer to liquid weed control?
No, well,
Because
we
the
got a
granular
hand-
doesn't work very well.
Yeah, we've got a hand wand. I don't have a bar, you know, with the
Yeah, but I
little
meant,
heads.
do you have like a
Ye-
power sprayer?
Yeah, we've got 15-gallon tank.
Yeah.
We can mix it up, and actually I can go to Tractor Supply and get the bar, you know, for the sprayer nozzles, just a miniature version, because we pull it on a trailer anyways, and we can make one work for doing so if you want to go with liquid.
Well, the granular, it doesn't work. There has to be like a heavy dew when you put. There's like
Yeah.
all kind of.
Yep.
So it's a little tricky. I mean, you could use it, but just make sure you put on a heavy dew and let it get tall before you do it. Because
Right.
if you put on when it's dry, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
About 2,4-D.
Well, that would be the spray that he would use.
Right.
But it has 2,4-D to dry, but it has to be dew so
Right,
it
it's
sticks
gotta
to the
stick.
weeds.
Yeah. Yeah, I've used 2,4-D before.
Yeah, just watch around tree that's not windy or anything, because
Right.
or near your or the field next door if they've got soybeans, that would probably
There's 2,4-D resistant beans now. I don't know what
we'll
Nolan's
find out what they planted.
they got 2,4-D resistant beans, and there's Banville resistant beans. So I don't know what they have over there, but if you spray that when there's no wind, it's not going to travel.
Right. Early in the morning, we
You're
usually
not spraying
don't have.
50 acres and then the whole
No.
field travels.
No, it's mainly just that front entrance. I
Right.
mean, we've got a little bit up through here. I wouldn't worry about between the field and the driveway. It's that field right there. I'm surprised that the neighbor hasn't said it, because 9 times out of 10 the wind blows in his direction and he has his yard treated. So, I just thought that it might be something. And I don't think, from looking at that field has ever been seeded with
Oh, it probably hasn't.
because that's where they parked all
They
their
might-
construction
You mean out
equipment.
front here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they seed it after they
They
graded
seeded it, but they didn't go all the way to the road.
Yeah, they didn't go all the road.
Just
You can
went
tell when
up
you're
to the
mowing
tree
it.
line or beyond it, and then
So-
they didn't do the whole thing.
That's why I mentioned about slit seeding.
Well, if you spray it, I'd probably maybe wait till fall then, because it's getting
Right,
kinda
right.
late
Fall would be
to seed
my
it.
but I just want to plan ahead,
I mean, the weed and feed at least would give you the fertilizer, but just as long as you put on when there's that heavy dew on it,
Okay.
which is a little tricky, because you'll
Yeah.
plant it and come in the morning and there won't be any dew on the grass.
Right, right.
You have a dry spreader
I think so.
down?
I'll have to make sure that it still
Like a big
functions
push
because
one?
it's like 40 years old.
You got the hand sprayer. I just go down through there, a couple of tanks, and you got it. I wouldn't buy
Liquid?
a bar.
Not buy a bar or do.
No, you got
Have
the.
somebody right on the back and, or whatever, spray it from the side.
They're
Yeah, I mean,
more-
we can put the tank in the
They're
truck.
more
It's only
energetic
15
than
gallons.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like you're spraying more than a quarter of an acre.
Just let
Yeah.
it grow up when you do it.
I got you. Okay.
Don't do it after you mow it, because there's a lot less surface area to absorb the poison.
Gotcha. Okay, and I noticed that the ball field signage needs replaced because it's old and outdated, so I'm gonna take some pictures and go down to our sign guy and see if he can get us some new signage made for it. The office floors are to be replaced Monday, 5/20. Maintenance crew will be here to empty the offices this Friday and Saturday, which is the Friday and Saturday beforehand. And then we'll reassemble the offices once the flooring is finished. The fencing for the Fort Scott Cemetery on New Haven Road, or not Fort Scott, the Scott Cemeteries on New Haven Road. I'm waiting on a quote. I've contacted the guy 3 times and he's contacted me once in between. So we're still on the same page. I guess he's just busy.
Probably.
So it's that time of the year. So.
Does everybody in here know what we were thinking about doing?
Oh, no. I
think
guess
I
I ought to
do.
mention that, huh? So we're thinking of split rail around both of them 2 cemeteries down there, New Haven Road and 128.
One has chain link around it.
Right.
doesn't
One of
it?
them's got
So we want them to
rickety old
match.
chain link, yeah.
Unless
But to
you
make
don't
them
want
match to be more uniform with the rest of the cemeteries we got, the split rail is the closest thing. We've got that plastic fencing around one of the other cemeteries. I don't think it holds up very well because a lot of the tree fell on one piece, broke it, so we had to replace it. And then, you got your weed eaters that keep chipping the
You talking about
plastics.
the split rail?
The old or the plastic stuff.
Oh.
So to make it more, to kind of uniform it with the others, a split rail fence around it instead of what the cemetery on the Garden Street side had, like hog fencing or something.
Yeah, it was just farm fence.
Yeah,
It was
and-
kind of
and
a
I-
make-do.
I don't feel that we should put that because it looks like a pig pen, and we're talking about a cemetery. So The split rail will look really nice when we're finished. It'll have an opening or two on each one
You
of
have an
them.
auger, don't you?
Have a what?
I got a postal digger.
I said he's got an auger, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, we got one,
We'll
yeah.
go old school, man.
Yeah, they're
We'll
easy to put up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
I need to
time
get with you
consuming.
too about that one.
Yeah, get,
Indigent we have to do something with.
Yeah,
too.
the biggest thing is the time consuming. For my guys and us to do it, I mean, we might get them done in 2 or 3 months because of the time frame. Right now, we're in the mowing season.
Right, you
so,
could do it in the early winter.
That's
or
like
something.
top priority, and it takes close to 12 hours to get everything mowed. So that's most of the part-time week.
yeah, see what the bids come in,
Yeah,
and then we'll take and make up our mind if it's decent or if it's too expensive or
Right.
whatever.
Do it in the winter even.
yeah.
The ground's not froze. Why are you laughing?
Let's see. Where am I?
Well, they look
Ground
for
doesn't
stuff to
freeze
do.
anymore.
They look
We're
for stuff to do.
temperate.
And so I had a question about Crosby Day at Strickers. What assistance is needed from the maintenance department? Since this is my first year, I have no clue.
Good news for you. We don't need anything extra. We're good. It's all down to a science, and we're fine. We'll be working on it that morning. It's very easy to put together.
Awesome. Am I needed there to?
Not to work for me or anything. I know about it is community coordinator project. Now, if anyone else here has a need, that's fine, but I'm good.
Unless he wants to
That's
be
up
at
to
the
you.
gate and
That's
do
up
it
to you
initially.
guys if you
Yeah, I
want
know
him to.
that's what Harry used to do.
No, Harry used to always stay with Jim, and the two of them always would pass out. Harry liked the job, but he needed to, be part of the incoming
Right.
crowd. So he would work with the tickets. So no, Harry never did. Only the trustees and the fiscal officers, so far as I know, ever took money at the gate.
So I guess it's up to you guys if you want me there to pass tickets out or whatever.
Depends on how late my planning gets back. If I'm pushed to, well, that's this coming weekend, isn't it?
It's this
I won't
coming
be planning.
Sunday.
It's gonna be wet, so I'll be there.
I'll be there late.
If you want to show up and help, I'm not gonna turn down help, so.
Okay. And then the Memorial Day Parade is approaching, and I would like permission to enter 2 of our trucks into the parade if possible.
Well, we always hope that you will be there.
Oh,
You don't have to ask
I'm
for permission.
definitely
You're good to
there.
go.
I just want to make sure it's okay.
Oh, go
to
ahead.
put the 2 trucks in.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, that's what typically happens. And what you would do normally is just answer the email that I sent, because then what I do is I take all those responses and put them into some type of, that's my working list, of the categories and ways to line up the parade itself. So I think it's great if you guys can be in there. And if you have some flags or other ways you can decorate it and get some of your, other fellows that might be available. The other thing about the parade, even more so than that, is that I'm really going to need help just with a lot of different things that happen during the week to even prepare for it. That's the staging area. It will be marking off all those things. It's all those chairs being washed and everything carried up there. We actually set it up on Saturday before on Sunday. When the parade and the service starts, the tents, there's a lot. So what my plan is to kind of get through this week with Strickers Grove, and then have a meeting with you guys at the maintenance building. And I thought, if any of your trustees want to join the meeting, you can, just to kind of get the whole big picture. But I would just go through step by step, and then we would all know exactly what everybody's role is, and it just happens like a fine oiled machine. It just works.
Okay. So I'm good for the 2 trucks?
Of
Okay.
course.
All right. And I noticed today, I didn't write it on my sheet here, but I drove through Fort Scott. There's crosswalk signs on Blue Rock and Fort Scott entrances, where we've been talking about. The lines are not painted yet, but there are signs.
Are they
So
new signs or
They're brand new signs, yeah.
who put them up?
I have no idea,
County.
but they're there.
Oh, so did someone request it, I guess?
Yeah.
They
yeah.
said that they would put up a crosswalk there, but if we wanted the flashing
Right,
lights,
that's
that would
us.
be out of our pocket.
Yeah. I just wanted to give you an update. the signs are there, the paint is not yet, so. but
Yeah,
that's,
he said that would probably be July
yeah,
before the
That's a good step.
hash marks will get painted
I
across
guess
the road.
on the flip side of that, some of the Fort Scott people don't want to walk there because they think the people from the new subdivision are come and use their pool and everything. Like, their friends will let them in and stuff, so it's gonna
Hey.
it's gonna invite them. But that's
It's out of our control.
yeah.
That's right. So there's
not our
there's both
monkey, not
sides
our
to
sheriff.
everything. Yeah, throw them out of the swimming pool.
So
You get
that-
to monitor the pool.
That's pretty much I got it. Does anybody have any projects that need to be added to my list?
Someone talked to me, if you want to drive through Aristocrat, someone said that some of the storm sewer drains were collapsing,
Okay.
if you just want to look at them. She's like, it was built in 91 or something. I don't think anything's ever been done to anything
not.
with the roads.
Okay.
She's going to email you and us and send pictures, but she hasn't yet, so maybe then you'll be a little on top of it if you get it.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing, since we're in maintenance and roads, the streets up in New Baltimore are paved, and it's finished.
Yeah, they finished the last part today. They had gotten put off because of weather, yeah.
Looks good. I was up there
Does.
and drove through it. They got it sealed, and everybody ought to be happy. Now, the rest of New Baltimore complained because we didn't pave their roads, so.
So I said, it looks too good now. Doesn't match. All right, thanks, Mike.
Yep.
Fire, Chief Davis.
April run totals, 29 EMS details, 28 fire details, for 57 total details in April. Crews have started spring hydrant maintenance.
So what all does that entail?
Flushing the hydrant, taking care of the caps, draining the hydrants,
Doing what?
draining the hydrants after we flush them, and taking care of weeds around the hydrants. So that'll be going on throughout the summer.
Do you do them all every year, or do you do like different ones, different
We
years?
hit them all every year. Spring and fall. Fall, we go back and make sure there's no wet hydrants for freezing. Firefighter paramedic Bittner had a CPR AED class here at the community center last month. I think she had 14 in the class.
That's
It was a
good.
good turnout. Our medical director, Dr. Allen, came in for our bi-monthly EMS training last month. I've attached to this report an invoice for new hire station uniforms. Asking for approval for $1,207.26. This is for our long sleeve job shirts, collared shirts, and pants. The one last month was for t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, and shorts.
So it's cheaper for the long sleeve than the short sleeve? Because that was like $1,700, unless you get more of them or something.
More of them. Yeah.
I move that we approve $1,207.26 for new uniforms.
I second it.
Roll call.
I'm just looking at what that exact amount was.
It was $1,765, I think, it was last month.
1207.26.
Oh.
Loman,
Yes.
Hyam,
Yes.
Heist.
Yes. Yes.
And the last thing I have is, as I mentioned last month, the new mobile and portable radios have been delivered to Mobilecom. We've received all the portable radios, and Mobilecom is currently installing the mobiles into the apparatus. That should be done hopefully this week.
Do you have to take everything there, or do they come here?
They came here.
Makes it easier.
Yeah, they could do about 2 vehicles per day.
How many do you have that have to be done?
8, 9. And that's all I have.
Thanks. Anything else for Chief?
I have. You passed out two pays, and one for vacation, one for sick time?
Yes, that was requested. We had a couple executive sessions over career vacation, career sick time, and then I had not given you the final copy. That's the final copy for the 3 trustees, and I have a copy for Matt and a copy for Brian also.
So this is not the final copy yet?
That is the final
That
copy.
is,
the final copy.
that's what we had approved at the last.
Well, on the second page, for sick time,
Yes.
I get the example. On number 5, we approved 50%, but the example, you got 2,000 times 50%, prorated 1,200. It should be 1,000.
Yeah.
It should be 30,000. It's a savings of 30,000.
I failed to change that example.
Okay.
I can take care of that and give you a fresh copy.
Okay. And the other thing is, I think for our record, and especially for Matt, we probably should need a complete term of employment, including the sick vacation and everything else. So we have it all in one place. So Matt should have a copy, and we probably should have a copy on our file.
I can get that to you.
So, and that way we can approve the whole term of employment. So, all I have.
Anybody else?
Since we're here on the fire department, I have a plans of the site plan for the new firehouse addition. So these will be back there in with everything else if anybody wants to look at them.
Okay.
So the next set of plans will be electrical and structural.
What is that, the building?
Floor plans, roof slopes, exits, windows, walls, where all the walls are gonna be. There was, the first set that came out, we originally had a walkway going behind the rooms to address each room with a separate doorway. The architect came back, took that hallway out and put doors in between the room so that it actually made the room 4 feet longer because we didn't have the hallway. So it gave, but he wanted to be able to lock individual rooms. So we put the hallway back in, and his people were happy with the room being smaller instead of the extra 4
Lockable.
feet. So that is in this drawing. And then Bob May was gonna be here tonight. He said he wasn't gonna be here later on in the week. Evidently, we got a bill coming for the architect bill, so, but he never emailed it to me, so we'll get that when we get it. Other than that, that's.
Over $1,000.
Yeah, we'll address it at the next meeting.
So you're gonna wait till June to pay the bill?
Well, we don't have it yet.
Yeah, if it's not here, we can't
I
vote
mean,
on
we
it.
approved the total.
I understand, I'm just saying, you're gonna wait a month.
Well, I don't know what the amount is. So, you know.
Yeah, you
I'm-
can't.
I can't approve something I don't know what
If
it
they
is.
complain, we'll just say they have to wait till,
Yeah. So, okay, that's it for me.
Thank you.
community coordinator, Brenda, you have 30 seconds.
Well, here's what I think. Oh, go like this. Everybody get comfortable. Okay, and to the community, here we go. As your community coordinator, I have a very good and important reminder for everyone. Crosby Day at Strickers Grove is coming up this next Sunday, May 19th. As always, without exception, the amazing day is open to everyone, so invite your family and friends to join you. We have our trustees to thank for making the gate admission just $2 for all who attend. This tradition began in 2003 to celebrate Crosby Township's bicentennial and has been open to the public at $2 ever since. Each family will receive a free door prize ticket that will be drawn periodically throughout the day. Thanks to our donor businesses and friends, a lot of prizes will be awarded. Again, all are welcome on Sunday, May 19th from 1 to 8 p.m. at Strickers Grove for Crosby Day at a great price of $2. Crosby Township's 109th, pretty amazing, consecutive Memorial Day Parade and service will be on Sunday, May 26th at 2 p.m. We are still reserving spots for those who are interested in participating in the parade. So call me at 738-1440 to join us in commemorating Memorial Day and honor those who have served our country. The staging for the parade will begin at 1 p.m. so that it is ready to move out on time at 2. The parade will march up to the New Haven Cemetery where a very patriotic service is being planned. Our guest speaker this year is, at the memorial service, is Jerry Rowland, who served in the Vietnam War as a member of the Seabees in the United States Navy. You are all invited to join our community in honoring America's military heroes in Crosby Township. Those are two of our larger events that are happening on the next 2 Sundays. In addition, we have the following programs and activities going on. The Crosby Seniors Club updates would be the Crosby Seniors will be working on Crosby Day at Strickers Grove to hold their annual fundraiser of Split the Pot. They just do one fundraiser a year, and this is always a good way to boost their treasury and hang out with friends. They continue to have Wii Bowling on Tuesday mornings and chair volleyball on Thursday mornings at 10 a.m. Our May meeting, which was this past week, included a pizza party with homemade desserts, and they were really good, and crazy fun with the Trash to Treasures activity. Everyone brought 3 items they would like to get rid of and place them on unmarked tables. We all received a door prize ticket for the number of items we brought, and when our number was called, we surveyed the table to take one of the new treasures. It created a lot of fun and laughter. My only rule was everything that came in has to go out, same number, so we were at 0. I didn't have to take anything anywhere, but we had fun. So far, 30 people have signed up to go to the Cabana on the River in Sailor Park for a monthly outing. It's called Dinner with Friends. We will be meeting at the Cabana on Thursday evening, May 23rd at 5 p.m. We have a van that will be able to take those who cannot drive, so please call me or Vivian if you need a ride or reservation. We have 36 seniors who are going to the June 26th Cincinnati Reds game when they take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. We were able to get great seats and 2 large vans to take everyone right to the door of the stadium and then be escorted to our seats. The vans are coming from the Cincinnati Council on Aging program, so we're all looking now for red shirts. Some community news. Recently, the film crew that everyone was talking about in our area, and I think in and around the whole Harrison area and then our township out here, that film crew spent some time here at the community center when they were doing filming in Crosby Township. And we received a thank you for our hospitality. So I'll just briefly read that to you. Hello, Brenda. Thank you for the blessing and getting back to me so quickly. I appreciate the last-minute communication to assist in our day being smooth for filming in the area of the Crosby Community Center. It will be nice to have a shelter and restrooms close by if the weather is bad during our filming hours on Willie Road. We will be in the area from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. this Monday, April 29th. And then they provided a certificate of insurance and a couple other things. And then he said he was going to contact me when they were finally finished, but he said, you'll need to coordinate when I can give you a big hug. Thank you again. Talk to you soon. Cheers, Demetrius. So they were very happy to have our facility and to do their filming. That's pretty fun and cool. Next, the Crosby Township staff recently attended the Butler Rural Cooperative Annual Dinner, and we received a grant in the amount of $480 towards the annual fee for our Crosby Seniors membership in the Cincinnati Creative Aging Program for 2024. This program is really amazing. They actually afford us professional entertainers who come to our community center to perform rather than we go to go downtown. Yoga classes are being held on Tuesday evenings from 6 to 7 by Crosby Township's own Jill Sheehan. The classes will fluctuate depending on the weather between the center's building and the new shelter. They're looking forward to doing yoga outside in a beautiful setting, and walk-ins are welcome. The Crosby Cafe here will be open on the 3rd Wednesday of the month, which is May 15th at 7 p.m. It's a night of excellent music from a band led by local Ron Hollowell. The Crosby Township Historical Society will hold their monthly meeting here at the Community Center on Thursday, next night, May 16th at 7 p.m. Guest speaker Joyce Lovins Browning will be presenting Wild Ride Through the North by Morgan's Raiders. The Voce Community Choir will be holding their spring concert at Harrison High School at the Martin Marietta Performing Arts Theater on this Saturday, May 18th at 7 p.m. They are directed by Mrs. Karen Schweinfest. The concert title this spring is Let Music Light the Way. The Voce Choir meets here at the center throughout the year. They also carry the very large flag for us in the Memorial Day Parade before performing at the memorial service at the cemetery. We always appreciate them and the ways that they help out when we need them. There will be a benefit for young Ryder Rosenberg, who is fighting a very serious medical problem. Ryder is the grandson of Crosby maintenance employee Bruce Rosenberg. The benefit will be held on this coming Saturday, May 18th. There is a motorcycle ride that begins at the Saddleman Clubhouse in Addiston at 12 noon and travels to the Harrison VFW Cabana. There is a $10 fee per person if you would like to come to the event from 4 to 8 p.m., where there will be live music, a meal of fried chicken, sides, and desserts. There will also be basket auctions and more, with all proceeds going to the family during this difficult time. On Monday, May 20th, as Mike mentioned, the conference room and fiscal officer's office will be getting a new look. The carpet will be replaced with the flooring that matches the rest of the community center. Crosby Elementary's 5th grade classes will be having their annual field day here at our park on Tuesday, May 21st from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. There will be games, food, and inflatables to keep them all busy, having fun before going on to the junior high next year. The Whitewater Shaker Village is announcing their open house dates, which are Sunday, May 26th, September 15th, and October 5th. The houses are located at 11813 Oxford Road, and there is no admission fee. And I was asked to highlight the little bit of information, and it's very interesting. Highlights of the tour, if you go, is that the Whitewater Shaker Village was established in 1823, and it's one of the 24 Shaker communal villages founded in the United States. The village is home to the country's only remaining brick meeting house, which was built in 1827 with an unusual suspended truss system. In 1832, the large dwelling was constructed next door. You would learn about the daily life of a Shaker, discover the styles of businesses the Shakers conducted, check out our collection of Shaker goods, explore the property to see the stable, barns, and historic outbuildings of this 200-year-old village. 2024 marks the 250th anniversary of Shakers arriving in the United States. And lastly, the Cold War Patriots recently held an open house here at the Community Center in April, last month, and are now reserving the center to return again in October. So if you missed the opportunity to see them, make plans to come back later in the year. The Cold War Patriots office is based in Colorado, but works directly to meet the needs of our local Fernald former employees. We made it. All done. It's a little busy this month.
You can exhale now.
That's right. That's right. No, it's all very good stuff, and it's wonderful for the community to have all these different things that they can both participate in and enjoy.
Anything for Brenda? Thank you.
Welcome.
Fiscal Officer, Matt?
As far as the ongoing audit from the state, they're now saying completion by sometime or end of June. It's really disappointing. But that's really all the news I have on that. I received a letter in the mail from Mr. Carter that had the rest of the trustees CC'd on it, and I would like, if the trustees are willing, I would like an executive session in order to discuss personnel issues. At first with me, and then secondly with Brian present as well after that. I have a proposed resolution here, proposed resolution 12-2024, and that is basically, I want to make sure I explain this really clearly because it pertains I see Mr. Espel in the room ready for his report. It's related to Mr. Espel's division. So with the money that we had specifically in the zoning fund and the way that revenues have been coming in and such, we need to reduce for right now so that we can get the appropriate amended certificate from the auditor's office from the county. We need to reduce the permanent appropriations for 2024 out of zoning by $9,000. And then what we're going to have to do is prepare a resolution for our next meeting where we would do a transfer from the general fund to the zoning fund in order to pay salaries and zoning from here to the rest of the year. So we're fine for this month, but we need to do that so that we can get everything straightened up with our budget for the year, get our amended certificate. We'll transfer that money then, and we'll be fine. Zoning receipts have picked up, especially because of the new housing development that's been going in. And so that will probably mitigate some of that going forward. But I think one thing that we don't have here in our township that most other communities do is, robust development. We just don't have that here. And so that what we get through our normal property tax revenue stream related to zoning is small, if it's nominal, and we just don't bring in a whole lot. So we just need to supplement it a little bit from the general fund going forward. So I have that, and I will read it verbatim. I will grab the wrong paper so that it's in the record. Resolution 12-2024, amending the permanent appropriations for 2024 to reflect a decrease in appropriations for funds 2181-130-190, other salaries by $9,000 to $11,000. If there is a motion and a second, or if you all have any questions about that.
I'll move that we accept the resolution.
I'll second it.
Roll call.
Lohman,
Yes.
Hyab,
Yes.
Heis.
Yes.
So that's for your signature. While I'm passing that down, I'll also pass down a copy of the paper fiscal report that you all had in your mailboxes for signature that I'll put with the minutes. And then I also mention about the property taxes. Brian and I talked about this at length multiple times, and the property tax, we were looking to see what the property tax revenues were going to be in that first payment that we always get in April, and found it pretty disappointing. It was a lot lower than expected. I think the notion that was kind of universally was that with the housing developments that have been happening in the township, plus the fact that rates have gone up with the reassessments, that there would be a bump in those revenues. We obviously did not budget, banking on that. We budget very conservatively. However, I just wanted to let you guys know that it was a lot lower than expected. One thing Brian noticed in a report that I thought was good information, at least in thinking about that, is we got a report from the county that detailed the percentage of tax bills in each individual community that were actually paid. Our township, and we're one of the least populous townships, so this is significant. Our township had either the least or second least lowest percentage of actually paid property tax bills. I don't know exactly why that is. I think our township's full of good folks that generally pay their taxes. I think there's a lot of people that have probably got a little sticker shock from the reassessments. Maybe they're in the process of appealing, going through that kind of review process with the county. And so, it could be that when we get that second half payment later in the year, that it's actually more than we expected, or maybe that picks up, or maybe it'll pick up next year once things level out. But we did notice that.
When is the next? Is it twice a year that you?
Yeah, it comes in the fall. I mean, it's our financial position generally is nothing to be concerned about. I mean, we just put a huge deposit into Star Ohio, for best practices, investment, fiscal purpose, financial purposes. So it's not anything dire, just something that you guys deserve an update on. Any questions about that? I mean, I don't have a whole lot more than that I know, but is there any questions about that? You can.
We'll know more by the end of the year on.
Yeah, or next year. I mean, obviously that that issue of having a low percentage of people having paid, that's gonna get rectified, because I don't think we're gonna have that many tax
Fire sales.
foreclosures on our hands. But yeah, I mean, it'll come around. So other than, I have a form. Yeah, it's not really relevant for this. I think that's about it I have. Did I miss anything for the meetings purposes, Brian, that you noticed? Other than the request for executive session, I can pass the floor.
All right. Zoning, Rick.
We had issued permits for 3 decks, 5 new homes, 1 accessory building, 1 addition, and 1 swimming pool last month. Also, the zoning commission submitted to the Hamilton County for review of the proposed changes to our zoning resolution. They were supposed to have reviewed it last month, but neglected to do so, and it is supposed to be on next month's agenda. And that's all I have.
Anything for Rick?
That it? Thank you.
Thanks. No more complaints about the. Oh, is that Burwinkle still with the
All the gravel.
the gravel, the dust on that going on that business?
That won't happen again until the fall.
The
goes down.
mound disappeared just like we knew it would right after that kind of came in.
Okay, thanks, Rick. So old business, me. I had a couple things. So Johnson Controls, I gave everybody, Brian, thankfully, did a year by year, which I put in your mailbox, is what we're spending. I talked to someone at Whitewater Township. Someone had contacted you and called me and said they were going to come tonight, but I says, well, where are you at? And he's like, California. And I'm like, but he knew somebody here. Somebody said would come to our meeting, but.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. I can't remember the company, but it wasn't one that I had heard of as one of the regular companies that seems like everybody has problems with. And it was just a cold sales call, basically, and he called me, and I said, it just so happens we kind of are in the market of those type of services. So, I mean, same thing I tell everybody. If you want to come to the trustee meeting and make your pitch to the trustees, tell them what you can do.
So I did talk to Whitewater Township, Peggy, a couple times, and they have a company there. The guy lives in he's got a 353 number, so he's local, like Blue Jay area or something. And they get fire and security. for their maintenance in their main building, and they pay like $6 something a year plus 200 and something for a yearly inspection. So it's under $1,000 a year. So I'm trying to get a hold of the guy, and she needs to text me a number, so I'll try to get him to come to our next meeting. And on that note, I guess I would like to make a motion that we drop Johnson Controls. I mean, I didn't bring the paper, but if you want to read off what we've paid since just the per year fee, what we've paid, just
Year 2020, we paid $8,453, just rounding it off. 2021, we paid $5,280. 2022, $6,411. 2023, which was this past year, which we had a few issues, $10,754. And 2024 so far, and that's just the first 3 months, $4,992. So
that's just fire, right?
yeah. And so total from 20 to 24, $35,892.
When's our contract up with them
It's
again?
this fall, so that's why I would like to.
Well, do we need to take action to?
Well, I would like to make a motion that we drop their services so that it's on the record. And if you need me to, I'll get the salesman's name from Brendan. I'll call him, and I mean, I'll have that. And if he wants to argue with me, I'll be like, well, we've already voted. So I think it was like September, October. That it's a 5-year contract,
Yeah.
so I knew it was this fall because you can't get out of that.
I guess I'm wondering why you want to make that motion.
Well, how much lead time you have to
Now.
let them? Because there is probably something in the writing that they have to know so far ahead of time.
Well, yeah, that's
I mean,
why.
if you want
that's
to
why-
wait until next month, that's fine.
That's why I'm asking. I mean, because
We'll wait till next month, but I mean,
We don't want to forget it.
no, I won't forget it. I know that's what's going to happen.
I wish that guy that I talked to was here, and I don't know if it's a good company. I don't know if it's something you
Yeah,
want
I
or
don't-
not. But he mentioned the idea of one thing their company does is if you want their services, but you're like stuck in a contract situation, they have options where they'll buy out
Yeah,
your
you gotta-
previous contract and gain their services. But
It's this fall, so I mean, what we pay quarterly $1,000 for nothing. I mean, just for the without having extra things done. It was either September or October. So I just want to have it enough time that they don't say, oh, well, you have to give us this much notice or something. But we can, if I can get the guy to come next month, then maybe we can.
Okay.
So we'll table that for that for
All right.
now.
I might know a company too, so I will.
Yeah, we
check
can get
into it.
quotes. And then on a good note, a friend, that Rita Smith that came last time with the cemetery issue, a friend of hers actually today told me that she complimented us on how we dealt with her situation. So it's good to hear good things sometimes. And then I get this pipeline survey. Do we need to fill those out, Dennis? Have you filled those out before?
Oh,
I got like 2 of them.
I
You fill those out?
got 4 of them.
Oh,
So.
is that really not a big deal, or?
No, they just want you to be they sent me 2 of them. One was from Williams, and the other one was from Duke, I think. And, cause I got a double pipeline going through my property. And, I filled out one and sent it in. They just want you to be aware of what
Yeah,
to
they
look
sent one to
for.
here, I guess.
They offered gift card, but I've never won one yet, so, it's just they want to be active.
Right, that
in
nothing's
making sure
wrong.
that people are aware. If you see discolored vegetation or a mist coming up, don't light your cigarette while you're looking at it, or drive a tractor.
Burn your
into
brush
it.
next to it.
Right. So they have you fill it out so that you read the brochure and make sure you understand everything. So I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay. That's all for me, Dennis, old business.
I don't have anything. Everything's paved and everything I was in charge of is done.
None.
Okay. New business, I have none. Dennis?
I have none.
Chuck?
None.
Other concerns? It's like it's down to you. Not with anybody?
I move we go into executive session
So do we want Alan to go with us or anything, or?
Yeah, state the purpose of the executive
for
session.
personnel issues.
And then you said that you wanted it with just Matt and then with Brian?
If it please the trustees,
I'm
it's your
open to
session.
whatever works.
You're requesting it, so,
Yeah, I'm requesting it. It's your motion and your session, so, yeah, that's my request. Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
roll call.
Lohman,
Yes.
Hyam,
Yeah.
Heis.
Yes.
I'm marking that down as 8:34.
Thanks for coming.
Do I need a motion to?
I move that we come out of executive session.
9:40.
I'll second it.
Roll call. Roll call.
I second it.
I got you. I can't write that fast. Lohman,
Yes.
Hyam,
Yes.
Heis.
Yes. I make a motion to adjourn.
Well,
You want to do-
just one thing. The next regular business meeting will be June 10th, 2024 at 7 PM. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
I make that motion.
A second?
Roll call.
Motion to adjourn was by who?
Chuck?
Chuck,
I did.
Dennis, second.
All right. Lohman,
Yes.
Hyam,
Yes.
Heis.
Yes. They got 9:41.
9:34, 42. Sorry.
9:42.
Okay, good night, everyone.
Thanks,
Good
Alan.
night, sir.